guys.
Hey. Wait for you.
Joking. And welcome back to the Returnees. It's your girl Bukkyoh, and I know it's been a while, but we're back better than ever. Yes. So there is a slight change. We're gonna make the videos a lot more interactive, dynamic, and worldwide. Like, so back in London here, but we want to understand culture. We want to understand returnees, but are based in the diaspora, who are based in the UK, America, Sweden, all over the world.
China.
So we'll be traveling. Yeah, they are there. So yeah, actually, Miss China, introducing. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Ola Latishe.
Like the way you say Olatishe. She said so posh. Now say it in the Nigerian way.
No, my name is Olawumi Alatishe.
That's better. That is so much better. Where you from, Ola? Obviously your name kind of gives it off. Just for people that are non-Nigerian watchers, where are you from?
Okay, so born and bred in London, boom. But my mom's Igbo, my dad's Yoruba, so that came together to make me.
Yeah, just like me, half Yoruba, half Edo, mix and matches. We here, we like
Nigeria. You know what I mean?
And what's your favorite thing about your culture? What do you love most about your culture?
Many things, but I'll summarize it in 2 points: fashion and music.
Okay, and what is it about fashion and music in your culture?
Let me just adjust my seat. I have travelled, we've both travelled around the world. One thing that we have noticed is the fact that wherever you go and there are Nigerians there, we set standards.
Yes.
As in,
we bring it,
we
bring the egg
vibrancy,
yes, fashion,
color,
yes,
fashion.
yes.
That's those, you know, the things that I really love about my culture. That we set foot somewhere and we change things. So I've been out in clubs in many countries, and what are they playing? I'll be the old Nigerian girl. Just
turn it up,
dancing to P Square. And these people don't know what they're saying, but they're dancing. Do you know what I mean? So it's the culture.
Yeah.
It's we're trendsetters basically.
Yeah.
So that's something I really admire and love. It's infectious. Our culture is definitely infectious.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah, no, I love that. I totally agree. So let's just go into our topic of today. So like, as you know, we're talking about culture, but we want to know and get to the bottom of it today is, does your culture set the standards? Who sets the standards? And this topic is kind of interesting because obviously, as you know, we're in the UK, so we're not actually in Nigeria. So it's like the culture has been brought here. Does it now determine who we marry, what jobs we do, how we dress, how we look, how we speak? Like, who sets the standards? And do we allow, as Nigerians, as Africans, do we allow our culture to set the standards? What do you think?
Most definitely. As in,
Do you think so?
most definitely.
Okay, so explain that more.
Every household, Nigerian household, is different. We have some shared common things that have gone on: the beatings, the weapons used, keys, catalogs,
Belts, spoon, cooking spoon. My mom even went as far as to find the stick and name it.
Wow.
Like, literally.
You know what?
She called it. Like, I wasn't gonna say what she called it. But we were scared. Whenever that came, when she shouted, "Go and get mine," we ran. Like, that is. Anyways, carry on.
But yeah, so there's shared things, but then there are things that are different.
Yeah.
So I'll speak for myself. That was what I just really wanted to say. I'll speak for myself. It set the standard in terms of how I see the world. Like, in the house was Nigeria, but yes, it was very much British as well. we had to abide by certain rules and whatnot. Like, as on the fridge, we had the anthem of England, the UK, whatever, and we had the Nigerian anthem. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm always sure. We had the English flag as well as the Nigerian flag.
Wow.
So it was understanding that we're from two cultures.
Yeah.
Because I realised, being at uni, I went to University of Manchester, and we had a massive Nigerian community there. They were lit. I realised I wasn't Nigerian, in the sense that when they're talking, I can't really relate to the things that they went through when they were growing up as children. Oh, we used to have Ghanaian teachers or Igbo teachers. I only had one Igbo teacher in my life. Do you know what I mean? There's certain things. But anyways, what it did set the standard for me was excellence. Strive for excellence.
So would you say that the culture, the African culture, Nigerian culture, is not the same as the culture that is brought here, the culture that we learn as growing up as Nigerian children? Because I don't know, for me personally, I feel like at the end of the day, my parents were fully born and raised Nigerians. So growing up, all I knew at a young age, all I knew was what they taught me. But until I came out of that, until I came out of my home and went into school and interacted with the rest of the UK world or London or British people, I understood the difference between the African culture and the UK culture. And then it was then my decision on which one I want, not necessarily follow, but which one I wanted to become or represent, or embrace, because however, I feel like this is something that we struggle with as British. Even I'm guessing the US, they probably experience it, and elsewhere, is because I will easily say I'm Nigerian. I may have not been born there, but I'm Nigerian. I have Nigerian parents, and at the end of the day, that is my background, Nigerian descent. When you're ticking off that your form, when you're filling out your passport documentation, they ask you what are you, and the bracket you come by is African, British African, or what is it? Black British, but then it breaks it down to African. Yeah, exactly. So the reason why they break that down is because at the end of the day, our heritage, our history is African, and everything I now do or follow, it may have a touch of British, but the core foundation is the African, it's Nigerian, because that is where I started from. But it doesn't mean that I had to be born there, but I started from it because whatever my mum knew was imparted in me, and that went on as I continued to grow on. And then you get to a certain age where it's you want to know more, you become curious and you want to take more, and then it's then your choice to learn and adapt more, embrace more. So I don't know, what do you think?
Oh, everything you said was just so on point. Just very on point. And it's so true, I realized from a very young age that I was African, because back then when you're growing up in this country, it's it wasn't cool to be African. You get bullied by the Caribbeans, you get bullied by the Latinos, the white people. It was just, so everybody made sure that you knew who you were. So you had no choice but to embrace that. So I know from a very young age, from 5, I remember very clearly arguing this whole thing over my British and my English. And I would say at this point right now, having travelled, when people hear my accent or they see the way I move, they'll be you're very much British. And I'm yeah, but I'm Nigerian too. But they're no you're not. No you're not. I'm yes I am. So we had this dialogue, and so I went through a whole identity crisis at one point. And I think that's quite common for people who are in the diaspora, maybe 1st, 2nd, 3rd generations, who are you? And the thing is, it gets to a point where you're just do you know what, I'm tired of trying to explain myself to everybody. I am very much black, very much Nigerian, very much British. I am all these things in one. You cannot categorize me. It's not up to you, it's how I feel. So we can, maybe this is another topic to talk about another day, but grime, Skepta,
we'll get into those topics, and those are stuff that you can expect, context. But going back to who sets the standards on culture, who do you think sets the standard with, like, because I guess when it comes to standards, there's so many categories, and culture as such is defined differently for different people. But with culture, let's say the African culture, now made into the African British culture, because that's technically, we've kind of merged the two, and that may be the same for a lot of people, but which do you follow when it comes to choices on marriage, comes to choices on career? Because your mom might say, oh yes, be a doctor and be a lawyer, and that those things come from that understanding of culture and what my child should become based on an African perspective. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in the UK, growing up, you can be anything. They teach you can be anything you want. Even if you wanted to go and just be working as a sales girl for the rest of your life, or you wanted to be just drawing pictures, like that's okay. However, your mom or father from the African descent might say, not my child, or like they may have those standards according to what they know, which is based on Nigerian standards. So like, who do you think, where do you think the line is drawn, or how do you feel like culture comes in that?
Comes into everything.
And
the key word you said is we. Define culture. Isn't just there, we walk into it, we make the culture, we set the standard. So what I've seen as us who were born in the diaspora, we've set the standard that we'll take very much our parents' advice when it comes to who we should marry. You know, so for me, I would love to marry a Nigerian. Like, I think Igbo. I don't want to cause no.
I'm gonna get those of Igbo guys coming at me.
No fights.
Message up, but I have one.
My dad's Yoruba, but you know, I've seen the best of both worlds.
That's another story or another day. Yoruba demon.
So I'm very much, but then my British side would say to me, everybody's beautiful, and it's true. No, both sides would say to me, everybody's beautiful, but I would like to identify with somebody who has a similar upbringing to me, who has the same values as me when it comes to family. And I can find that in the Chinese culture, the Brazilian culture. As of now, as it stands, Nigerian would be ideal. But so when it comes to that, when it comes to how you dress as well, you're sagging your pants.
No, let's not get that.
Like fashion, how you present yourself, because you know, like we've been raised on the notion that if the way you present yourself is how people would perceive you, you know. So I do carry myself in such a way that if you see me, you know this is a queen. We carry ourselves.
Where did you get that from?
My mother,
who is
Nigerian.
So do you say that most of the things that she teaches you is based on her understanding of culture, or like her background?
Her culture, what she saw growing up in Nigeria, and brought back here. Because you have the tendency to be like, oh, I don't care, I feel this shit, like I'm just gonna wear whatever. But in Nigeria, that's when you even put on your makeup even more. You do your hair, you fix your hair. Go and fix your hair, you know. Dress up.
So it sounds like for you, maybe you could say that culture is adaptable, and like we said before, it's like we define our own culture, and even though we are of African descent, Nigerian, there's certain things that our parents will teach us and we will take, will be embedded in us. Like I said, it's the foundation, but as you grow up, it's like you then embrace other cultures, and you take what you want or what you feel like resonates better with you, and then you adapt that to your standards, and that defines your standards. So I don't know if that explains it.
Definitely. Touching on another point when it comes to relations between men and women, the culture is that the woman is supposed to
be submissive.
So and you know, do all these things for the man. The man is basically a grown baby. You know, that it's deep, man. I've seen nonsense, you know, and it's you know, men now.
I guess that's some people that take culture to the extreme, because even the Bible will tell you like that be
submissive to
woman, be submissive to your husband,
but that man has to love you.
Exactly.
And he has to respect you. If he does not, then he does not deserve that treatment. But you know, in the culture, it's like, you know, he's just a man. You know, like you have to accept him for who he is and what he is, and forget the fact that he doesn't respect you, but he gives you money, or sometimes he doesn't even give you money. That's one thing I don't like about the culture.
Wait. Oh. Okay, I need to round it up because I've done too much, but I've got a lot of things. But yeah, so is there any last words, Ola, that you want to say?
One Nigeria, we're all beautiful. We have a rich culture that the world needs to see and understand. And we just need to work together. We really just do.
Do you ever see yourself living back in Nigeria or going there? Or like just going back?
My heart is set over there for sure. Definitely. And what I'm doing here is to better people's lives over there.
I agree with that.
You know, so that's what we're doing. We're laying foundations here so we can take it and go back there. So yes, definitely.
Thank you very much, Ola, for being on this. If you want to follow her on her social medias, which will be down here, and comment, let us know what you thought, what you want to hear next. Like get involved in the conversation, guys. Thank you very much.
See ya.
Peace out.